What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN, USD. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, my friends, and let's get into it, okay? It is the 7th day of August. It's a brand new day. Here we are with about 22 hours, 51 minutes left in the day, sitting at 13 point, sorry, soon enough, 1.38 cents is the price right now. We did move lower yesterday. We did have a little bit of a lower low. Actually moved up a good bit and then came all the way back down by the end of the day here. You know, going back and forth between this idea of, is this the low, is it not the low? Are we going below this low? Are we not going below this low? I'm still of the mind that we can and will move higher, but time will tell. You know, we'll see if it goes. I think that if we were to move lower, yesterday would have been a perfect time to do it. I mean, we closed at a lower level. We had a lower low than this low here. We even got a lower low here. Like, why aren't we moving down? We have the perfect opportunity to do so, but we're just not doing it. And we're right at this area where we do like to find support in the oversold area, right? We've found support in this area plenty of times, oftentimes going a little bit lower nonetheless, but it's definitely a very slow grind to the downside. And OnyxCoin is very accustomed to that kind of price action. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. We'll zoom out from there and see if we can divulge something that hints at lower prices or higher prices. Okay, looking at this on a 1 hour time frame here, the MACD, I was thinking that we were going to cross above the zero line here with the MACD. Instead, it looks like we're finding resistance here, so that's actually not good. Rejecting the zero line is actually a really bad thing to do. If you're looking to move higher, that's not what you want to see. So to that, we have a point in the negative direction. If we're looking at this on the stochastics, you're not quite oversold yet. I guess you are, but you're barely there. Typically, you do like to go lower. I would even say this is a point in the bearish direction as well, so not off to a good start to the idea that we found our low yesterday. On that note, I mean, maybe we did. Maybe we come down a little bit. Maybe this is right. We do go down, and we do go down, but we find a double bottom. I guess it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to go below this low, but I would think we do if we are to go lower, but time will tell. RSI, also on a 1 hour time frame, bearish, absolutely bearish, rejecting the 60. So bearish points across the board, 3 for 3. That would implicate lower price action. 4 hour time frame here, looking at this, the RSI, neutral, I would say bearish. Yeah, bearish. If we're looking at this here, maybe what we do is we come down to the oversold zone. We find support here on this trend line, something like that. Slowly work our way up, something like that. We could be moving up, maybe not by the end of this week, or maybe by the end of this week we start to move up, or we find our low by the end of this week, and then next week we start to move up. Maybe that's what happens. We do have a very long, drawn-out downtrend with lower highs and not lower lows, I guess, anymore. We do have higher lows, but we're still in this kind of phase of consolidation. So with that, if the RSI were to go down here, that might happen by the end of tomorrow, Friday. That could happen by Friday or Saturday. And if we are to go down that low, that would likely imply a lower low than here. And not likely, it very much imply that we'd go lower than this. So I don't even know if I want to take a low to high there. Maybe I'd want to take a low to high here. Low to high right there. We go to the 1272 to the 1618, something at 1.34 cents to 1.3 cents, something like that. If not lower. If not lower. I would think that we don't find support at 1.3 cents. The only reason being, and it is a prior area where we found support here, but I would think if this area was to find support, we're in this area now, we would have found support already. So I think we're loading up to break through it. Maybe we go to the golden ratio. You could go all the way down here, somewhere in this area. I would think 1.3 to 1.2 cents is the likely area that we go to. So 1.38 cents now, 1.3 to 1.2 cents later. That's the prospect. That's the idea that I have right now. So I am convinced at this point we're back on the idea that we are going lower. If anybody's like, come on, C-Zar, pick a direction, man. Make up your mind. Don't worry, man. I'm feeling the same way. We're moving up one day, we're moving down. We're moving up, we're moving down in the same day. Then we're moving up, and then we're moving down. Then we're moving up, and then we're moving down again. So it's been very volatile and very boring. Definitely interesting price action because it's like you should move lower, but why aren't you moving lower? That makes me think that we might not move lower. We have lower lows here, and we're missing that trend line, but maybe inevitably we're going down to that trend line. At this point in time, I really do think that we're going to 1.3 to 1.2 cents, but not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I would not recommend selling here, right? If anything, we're at a better price to buy than sell. Why? Because let's say you buy, and it does go down. and then inevitably it goes up to the targets we're talking about. Is it a good time to buy? I think so. Because the targets we're talking about are going to go above this high. They're well beyond that high, right? Let's say you sell here, and instead of going down first, we just move up to the targets that we're considering. Is it a good time to sell? No. Even if it does go down here, even if it doubles that, like what are you trying to get, man? It's not worth it. It's really not worth the risk to reward potential to sell here is overweighed, or the risk is way outweighed by the potential reward that you'd be missing out on, if that makes sense. Anyways, 4 hour, did we look at the indicators? I don't think we did. Rejecting the 50. Oh, yeah, we did. We looked at the RSI. We didn't look at the stochastics. Okay, so rejecting this area here, which typically you only do in a bearish situation. Yes, lower. I would think we go lower. The MACD is in a bullish posturing, but we could come down a little bit, find another higher low, and then move up. We're in a bullish posturing here. That would make me think that, again, if we move lower, it's not going to be too dramatic. And I don't think it will be dramatic, but something lower nonetheless. We're almost there, guys. But a little bit lower is what we have in mind, okay? In time, and in no time at all, I'm assuming we will see prices that are all the way, come on now. Load it, right? Oh, come on. Right there. All the way up at 26 to 32 cents. That's my expectation. Something in that area there. From the current price and going up to 26 to 32 cents, that would be about a 18x to 23x endeavor from here, okay? We're at 1.38 cents now. 18x to 23x endeavor. Something like $1,000 could turn into tens of thousands of dollars over the next month and a half. I am expecting that this price action is achieved by the end of September, right? It could be pushed back. It could be later than that. It could be earlier than that. It could happen in August by the end of this month. OnyxCoin, whenever it moves, it does move very fast. Regardless if it's a big move or a small move, we do move really fast, right? Here, this was like 70 days of price action, and we ate back more than half of it in a course of 3 days with this movement here, right? Here, we had, come on now, load. We had years of negative price action. And when OnyxCoin finally started to move, it ate back most of that in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like we will absolutely demolish these prior areas of resistance. There's really not much in the way of prior resistance, and we will likely see something that goes all the way up to 26 to 32 cents. And let's make sense out of that real quick in case there's anybody new watching this. Shout out to Fred if you're watching this. XCN BTC. Someone that I talked to today about XCN. We'll see if it loads. If it loads, man. Okay, so looking at this here on a monthly time frame, we take a high to a low. No. Yes, no, not this one. Not the high to low. I'm sorry. Not on a monthly time frame, weekly time frame. I got all distracted. With my root beer. Anyways, looking at this here, where we found resistance, that's right. Where we found resistance here was at prior support on the XCN BTC chart. So XCN USD is priced in US dollars. XCN BTC is priced in Bitcoin, right? This one Onyx coin is worth 601195 Bitcoin, right? 0.00000011950 Bitcoin, something like that, right? This chart, we move down basically nonstop. And I say basically nonstop because there was one point where we did stop for about 5 weeks. And it's no coincidence, or maybe it's a coincidence, but I doubt it is, that we found resistance right there, right at the base of this range. We didn't find resistance here, or here, or here, or here. We found resistance in the only area that we actually stopped for more than a month out of this whole straight drop down, right? Okay? When we move up out of this very long consolidation phase, which we've now been in since January of this year, it's the 8th month now, right? So, I mean, basically 7 months that we've been in this area, probably like 6 months because it was the end of January. When we move up, I doubt that we're going to see prices just above this. I would think that we go to the next phase. We probably move up higher, okay? If we take this for what it is, and it looks like a bull flag to me right here, this looks like a bull flag, right? That's what that is. If it is a bull flag, and it is, You take the low to the high of the pattern, you put it at the base of the flag here, and your measure move takes you all the way up here, which coincides with a couple of things, okay? Your measure move there coincides very well with this prior area of support. It's perfect. It's right there on top of that area there. If we take a high to a low here, it goes up directly to this 1886. Doesn't it take you to the 786 of this level too? I can't remember. High to low here. It does. It also takes you to the 786 of this fib retracement. There's so many things that coincide with that area. Okay? And then the cool thing is, if we take this number, Google calculator, we take that number, which is 5 zeros. Let's take the actual low, just so that we're more refined and we're not going off that measure move. I'll delete all this stuff, sure. Okay. I mean, the measure move, again, we can put it there. It goes right there, right? The way you measure it, you take your bull flag, put it at the base of the flag. You take your flagpole, put it at the base of the flag, and then you get your measure move, which is basically that exact area. And again, why would it make sense to go there? Because again, you're not going to stop anywhere else but the only area of significance that you have, which would be up here, right? Beyond this zone here and this zone here, there's only one area of significance, and it's the only area that we actually stopped at. When we move up, there's no other area of significance other than this line and above, okay? We take that number, which is 501872, and multiply it by the perceived outcome for Bitcoin, which I think Bitcoin, by the end of this next phase up, by the time that XCN is at its higher prices, I think Bitcoin will be at least at $140,000. At most, about $190,000. I don't think Bitcoin and XCN top off at the same time, but near the same time. So 501872 times 140 at the least. Right, we're at 115 now. 140 is not a far stretch, right? By the end of September, even. That would give us a 26-cent price, which happens to line up directly with the base of this area here, the 1886, right? I didn't just guess and check. This wasn't something that, you know, we're making up to give us the right number. It just happens to be that this level, which has so many things coinciding with it on the XCN to BTC chart, lines up perfectly with our 1886 level at 26 cents if Bitcoin's worth 140K. Personally, I think 140K is laughable. I don't think that Bitcoin's going to stop there. But maybe XCN tops off before Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's on its way to $180,000, $190,000, but we're not there quite yet, right? If you're looking at this chart on Bitcoin, when you consolidate like this below the 1272, and you don't even interact with this prior area here, you're very likely to move up all the way to your golden ratio. That's going to be your stopping point, right? That's likely the case. We even back tested the 1272 for support. I highly doubt that we stop at the 1414. We're likely going to the 1618. Okay, all the way up here at 173K. So let's do, and probably above that. Bitcoin actually likes to cross just above. It doesn't like to find resistance right at it. It actually likes to wick just above its golden ratio zone, okay? Typically. So if we take that same number right here, and instead of multiplying it by 140K, let's multiply it by, again, maybe Bitcoin goes to 175K, but OnyxCoin tops off before or after Bitcoin, so it's not quite at 175K. Let's say it's at 160K. That gives us a price of 30 cents. You see where I'm going, right? And this all lines up. It's all in the same area here. I could put in 180K. I think it gives us 36 cents or 33 cents, something like that. Let's just do that for fun. I'm not going to do 190K because even if Bitcoin does reach that, I doubt they top off of this. 34, almost 34 cents, which is just outside of our area here. But I'm okay with that. Let's do that, right? Nothing wrong with that. But the only scenario in which we see OnyxCoin not getting to at least 26 cents would be if Bitcoin doesn't even hit 140K. And I cannot tell you the statistical improbability, the dislikelihood that Bitcoin does anything other than move up and approach this orange line here and likely gets just above it. Real quick, before we end the video, let me just give you some examples, okay? Here we go. From the 2017 high to the bear market low here, when you went to your golden ratio, did you stop at it, basically, or did you wick above it? You wicked above it. You wicked above it, and you actually went just above it here. That's where you stopped, right? If we take this high to low here, I don't know, did you even stop here, 1618? Not really. I mean, you went above it. You didn't really stop right at it. You went above it, right? And found support just below it. If we went to prior cycles, which this chart doesn't have, but we could pull that up, I just don't want to, you'd be able to see that Bitcoin does, in fact, find resistance at its 1618, but just above it, not right at it, oftentimes. From a low or a high to a low here. Golden ratio here. I mean, you just went right through it. I don't know. That's not a good example. I almost want to pull up the other chart, but I also want to end this video, so I'm probably just going to end the video. All right, screw it. We'll pull up another chart. Hold on. Just to help validate the idea. Again, this is all to the idea that Bitcoin does move up to about $170,000 or more, okay? Or probably actually just over 175K, right? We take this high to low here. Bitcoin did stop at its golden ratio, but it wicked just above it, right? We take this, even maybe this low to high here. It did stop at its golden ratio, but it went just below it. And in fact, actually went more to your 1886, right? Here you did stop right at it, but that's kind of a rare circumstance, right? You take a high to low here. Bitcoin, well, didn't really stop at its golden ratio there. It actually went well above it, so that's not a good example. But I'm running out of gas, man. I'm going to end the video there. All that to say, here we are at 1.39 cents right now. I am very accepting of the idea that we do move down to about 1.3 to 1.2 cents. And then from there, we'll start to recover. So very bullish prospects ahead. 26 to 32 cents over the next 6 weeks probably, or less. We'll move down first, and the rest is history. I got nothing else. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.